Today we'll be making grilled monkfish with only 4 ingredients. For this we'll be using some olive oil as well as ciabattas, about 100 grams worth. We'll be using monkfish and a lemon. I have brought out some monkfish tail here that has been aged for 14 days. I also have an enormous monkfish cheek here that I froze down a while ago that I really wanted to try here. This is over 30 kilo, maybe even 40 kilo monkfish cheek, or originally. So let's get to work here. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up all the monkfish. So we want to remove any sinew and any other impurities from it, and you can really see the difference here in consistency from the monkfish that has been aged and the one that is fresh, and the cheek is a lot more firm. Also the aged one is a lot softer. In addition to this is tail meat, which is generally a little bit softer, while cheek meat is generally a little bit tougher and great for grilling since it doesn't fall apart at all. So we're going to cut our monkfish into cubes about 2 centimeters. So I found this on John Oliver's website actually, and he recommends that we use skewers. So if you have wooden skewers, you could use that as well. So about 2 centimeters should be cubes like this, which are perfect. Let's cube it all up. Now I'm just going to place the meat to the side here. About now it's about a pound's worth, maybe a little bit more, maybe 1.2 pounds, which equates to about 500 to 600 grams worth of clean meat. And I'm just going to clean up here. We're actually going to be cutting up our ciabattas here in the same size as we did with the monkfish, so about 2 centimeters, but we are going to take off all the rinds or whatever it's called. You can see ciabatta is essentially bread. It's Italian bread that is baked with olive oil. So you could probably use regular bread and put some olive oil if you can't find ciabattas. Obviously ciabattas, they are kind of unique in their texture, so definitely use it if you have it available. I guess we'll be feeding the birds today. So about 2 centimeters or so. So I'm just going to be cutting these up. So actually I decided to go with 2 more ciabattas here because after cutting off the crust there wasn't too much left. So if you have regular bread, of course you're not going to lose so much. Continue cutting up this. We're also going to be adding a little bit of olive oil to our monkfish just so that they don't burn when we're grilling them. In addition to this, we'll be cutting up this lemon. We're going to be cutting it into slices, so about 6 slices. So I brought out 6 skewers. Alright, so we're ready to start skewering. So we're not going to use any salt or pepper, but you could add it if you do want it. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to use these metal skewers, but if you have wooden ones, you may want to soak them first because we will be grilling this for about 15 minutes. I'm going to start with some bread here. I'm pressing that onto the skewer. So we don't want to place this too close to each other, so we're going to give them a little bit distance between them so that they have enough room to grill properly. Otherwise, you know, they won't be grilled in where they're next to each other. And then we're going to place one of our lemons. And we're going to skewer up the rest here as well. So we're going to be grilling this with the grill open. Now you could also definitely use a pan, but again you may have a little bit smaller room here. So I've just turned on the grill. As you can see, I'm running at a pretty high heat, but I did decide to turn it down a little bit after a while. We're just going to keep turning these around every second minute or so. I do suspect that we're going to have to grill this for, well, at least 10 minutes, but it depends a little bit on the heat and the thickness of the meat. I did find that it was a little bit tricky to turn these around, especially the more unshapely pieces of monkfish here. So definitely something to keep in mind while you're chopping these up, that they are even so that the weight is distributed properly. And man, does it smell delicious already. Super excited about this one for sure. By the way, my name is Tor. If this is your first time watching me, I'm doing the series on monkfish this month. I'm pretty much eating it every day this month. So a lot of different new recipes. It's so exciting to try to experiment with all of this. And I'm actually working on a bit of a cookbook here. It'll probably be a while still till I get that ready, but I'm thinking I'm gonna add this. This was so super easy to make, and you know what? It smells delicious. Just 4 ingredients. Can you imagine? One thing I will say though is that I'm happy that I added olive oil to the monkfish. I do suspect that they would burn quite easily if I didn't, especially at higher temperatures. You can see there is a little bit of crisping on some of the bread already, but that's smelling delicious here as well. We'll get back home. I'm thinking we're going to serve this with rice or perhaps some salad. We'll see what we can be bothered with. Just this alone looks super delicious. Look at that. Dum, 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 dum. Let's give it a taste test. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of that lime on here. I'm just going to eat these raw, or I was no sides. Cheers. Super fresh. I love the charred taste, and it's just clean monkfish. If you like monkfish, you're gonna love this. Perhaps some tomatoes on the actual kebabs as well would be delicious. But this was super good. I'm gonna eat all of this. It's a nice day outside too, so it's perfect. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this one. I'm gonna make another one tomorrow, of course. And I'm gonna add a recipe in the video description. Tap here if you want to see the next video about monkfish. Thanks for watching this one. Peace.